Good. A lot of energy, a lot of excitement. Got some things cleaned up, but looking good right now.
I know the staff as a whole didn't really know Milton Williams that well before you guys signed him. But what has he just brought to the team as a leader and a tone setter?
Yeah, he's a leader by example, and when he does speak up, everybody listens. He's been to the spot that we all want to be at as far as team goals. He knows what it looks like, and obviously his play out there excites the guys, and just add some extra energy and juice to our defense for sure.
How valuable is it to have people on the team with Super Bowl and playoff experience? Is that something that can maybe be overblown, or is that crucial to just have the perspective?
Yeah, I think it's somewhere in between the middle there. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have it, but yeah, let's not overblow it as far as it's necessary. But obviously, it's a resource for guys or players that might ask questions of, hey, I've never been a part of this before. What's it like? He kind of gives a little perspective in that way.
What are some of the things that make CJ Stroud a challenge?
Yeah, CJ is a great player. Extremely accurate, has great touch, can layer the ball all over the field. When he's in a clean pocket, he is deadly. Accurate, on time. Has one of the better average time to throws in the league. Does a good job of seeing things, what's coming, and you gotta know it's kind of what read to get to first. But he's athletic. Like, he is a threat to run if you give it to him. And he's good at keeping his eyes downfield, though, and being a passer first. But, he's a, top 5 pick for a reason. He's a great player.
What did the return of Robert Spillane mean to you guys?
Yeah, great leadership out there, energy, stout, definitely in the run game as well. Great spots in coverage, and just a good, how do I say, like, aggressive but disciplined player. Savvy, is, giving keys to the guys to the left and right of him. But the leadership, the energy, the production, it all boosts the defense.
Caleb was saying that the crowd was so loud at one point that he was screaming at Robert to give him his keys again because he couldn't hear. Just how it looked. Did you notice that, how loud it was?
I mean, it was loud. I enjoyed it. And let's see if we can get even louder this week. That'd be nice.
How much did it help having Robert Spillane back in the fold from a communication standpoint, and also just the dynamics of the defensive front?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say there's not that big of a drop off with that communication with him and Gibby. But, you've been hearing that voice for, how many weeks up front. You're kind of used to hearing that voice and getting it back. You're just back to old times for sure.
Zach, when you increased your blitz rate over the last few weeks, how much of this is the best way for us to play versus we've just had a string of opponents where this was the best thing for us to do against them?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it's always a balance. It is game to game. And at some point, you got to kind of feel what is working best for you without being reckless. But yeah, there's different times where, hey, we don't really want to send it this week because this is what they have, X, Y, and Z. Or, this is the reason why we do want to send it this week, X, Y, and Z. But I would say it's a good mix of our personnel and opponent dependent for sure.
If I can ask about you personally, what has this whirlwind year been like for you as you kind of reflect on how things have changed in the last year?
Oh, I never really thought about that. I mean, maybe I'm a little more tired right now. That's about it. No, I mean, my mindset's always been the same. Come in, try to work my ass off, not let the rest of the other guys down, and help any way I can to any person, whether it be on the staff or players or whatever they ask me to do. I just try to do it to my best ability and really put my my actions and my work into the people that believe in me and people that work with me. This is a great collaborative group, collaborative ideas, great relationships on the staff and with the players. I just try to do my part.
It challenges the great energy you have, because of where you are in the postseason as a team. Covering, making sure no stone gets uncovered.
Turned, yeah.
Yes, turned. Sorry,
Turned, yeah.
Way to go.
Mike. Sorry about that.
Come on, Dan.
It just trying to do too much and throw too much effort.
Well, ask the question again. I was trying to think of how to finish here. Yeah. How do I balance what now? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just go to it.
Oh, no, sorry. I was trying to finish that for you. I lost it. Sorry.
He's tired too.
You're good. You're good.
You coached Aziz. Alai, what makes him different? And can you give the offense any tips on his game?
He's gonna come try to hit you. I love Aziz. Great we still talk. Great relationship. Great leader. Great teammate. Smart. Physical. Great motivator. His teammates love him. He can really, a guy that might be having a tough time, he can really bring them out of that. Knows everybody's name in the building, no matter what job they have. And he's an aggressive style player that has a lot of savvy, and he knows the system well. He's with D'Amico in San Francisco, but can't say enough good things about Aziz.
I know a couple of weeks ago you emphasized with the defense when you were mic'd up, just disguise. Last week, apparently, somebody told Robert Spillane that they had no idea what you guys were doing on defense. What makes disguise so important, especially at this time of the year? And is there a balance where you don't want to overdo it necessarily, and how does that maybe work out?
Yeah, always balanced everything we do, even the disguise part. Especially in this league, the game is so fast, and these guys, process quickly on both sides of the ball. And you have a lot of stuff on tape right now, especially this late in the year. And to maybe just gain that one step back, right? Of the offense knowing the play and the defense having to play the play. Maybe with our disguise, and they're thinking one thing because they're going to try to anticipate stuff. How can we gain that step back? And that's, maybe give them something they weren't thinking at the snap, and now they have to process something new.
Zach, I know when you guys talk about identity and it's on the wall in the meeting room, starts effort, finish, and these things. But as far as play style, do you think you guys have settled on an identity as the season has gone on in terms of play style?
Yeah, and I would say it was the same from training camp to now. I would, with all the new faces we had that hadn't played together yet, or even played or guys that we've coached before. I think as the weeks went on, it kind of hit them like, okay, this what they've been telling us since OTAs, training camp, this is what it is. And I think, obviously with experience and results, the buy-in starts to happen. I think as those weeks went along, it's like, okay, this was the identity that they were preaching to us. It does work. Let's keep harping on that.
That seem to run a lot of bunch formations out of those formations too. Just how does that challenge you defensively, and do they run a bunch of different combinations out of those, or what does that kind of look like?
Yeah, I think, Kaylee does a great job of blending, I think, his roots of obviously here and Josh and his stop with, Sean McVay, a lot of that bunch run game and pass game that from the Rams. And yeah, there's a lot. You got to be ready for a lot. And different motions to either come out of it or into it or hide them. He does a great job of game planning some different looks, also ones that you might not see. He does a great job with that system for sure. Yep, thanks. Thank you. Appreciate y'all.